We've got Mr. and Mrs. Flanagan's 2011 BMW 320. It's come to us with engine management light on and DPF faults. Now, these BMWs have a limited mileage DPF, so they count down on the ECU until they get to zero. When they get to zero, they give you a fault for DPF, and what you're meant to do is drive down to BMW main dealer and spend several £1000s putting a new DPF on it. The pressure was checked, there was very little pressure on it, so we simply, on the live data, looked at the total remaining mileage, it said zero, we've simply reset it. There is no issue with this DPF, it's fully working and does not need to be replaced at present. There were also faults for boost pressure sensor or map sensor, so we removed the map sensor, which is there, and it was completely clogged up and the hole was completely blocked. So we've unblocked that. We then stripped off the intake manifold and found it absolutely blocked solid. So we're going to give it a full clean and get it running like new again. Going directly down, injecting our foam down through the EGR cooler, through the EGR valve, through the turbo and through the DPF. So we'll get all that soaking, and then we'll get the fuel clean out, hook that up and get the intake manifold scraped out and cleaned out, and we're back with you in a minute. This has all been soaking. We've manually cleaned the EGR, which looks a lot better. So we'll reassemble this and get the fuel clean hooked up. So I decided, due to the state of the engine, that we do the clean separately. So I'm going to continue the EGR turbo intake clean, and then we'll do the fuel clean after. So our foam is going in pure white. And my amazing bucket is catching it brilliantly. So as you can see the colour change on the foam, where things are getting clean inside. So EGR turbo clean's done. As you can see all the fins now. It's lovely and clean. We'll get it back together and we'll get the fuel clean hooked up. So we're finishing off this 2011 BMW now with a fuel clean. So this is where we run the engine off our machine and our fuel. It is a pure fuel which is rich in additives, and it will clean the tires, gums, varnishes off things like the injectors, the fuel pump. It will also clean post combustion as well, so pistons, rings, valves, cat, lambda sensors. So we've gone in via the back seats. So the fuel comes from the feed and we're basically just looping it round to go back to the tank. Our pipes come in and actually take over as the fuel tank and the fuel pump, feed and return. So this will take about an hour now, and once done we'll get everything hooked back up and road test. So car's all fixed. We'll go into live data again, read fault codes, and no fault codes. So the faults with the injectors, faults with the turbo and faults with the DPF have been sorted by simply understanding the system and giving it a clean. No parts needed, no expensive new DPFs, no set of injectors needed, no turbo, just simply cleaning and understanding the system that you're working on. Something that a lot of specialists, or so-called specialists, don't seem to understand. But yep, job done, and time to return it to the customer.